that work? Alright. That might not sound the greatest, but I know we're working. Yeah, Nick broke something. Alright.
What did I do?
The audio probably doesn't sound great because it's coming from my laptop.
Yeah, we'll scoot in at least.
Yeah, this is not working. A bit muffed, but okay, maybe that's because of this.
Is this like a running thing where I break things on the show?
I guess so. Is that a little bit better, guys? You let me know how that sounds. Sorry, this mic is not, I mean, it says it's connected, but for some reason it is not working. So, let me know if that sounds okay. Oh, it's fine. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Charge On UCF versus Arizona pregame live show. I'm your host, Sean Green. Again, I thank you for hanging there with us. Probably not the greatest audio, but you get audio, it works. That's all that matters. Alongside me, as always, Nick Geddes. Yeah, it looks like, again, you break everything. I guess that's the running joke. And what Will said, get real close, hold each other like you love each other.
No, please.
There's no, listen, love them, but we don't need to get closer than we are. I mean, how do we look right now? Let me see. I guess this is fine right here. Oh, but then the audio. Okay, so yeah, we'll get close. Listen, you're going to have a football game today. There's going to be a football game. We do know that. We just found out, basically, who's going to be the starting quarterback, which is going to be Dylan Risk. So Dylan Risk looks like he is going to be the starter. You got a bunch of people reporting it. I'll give UCF credit. No leaks this week. We kind of knew that Dylan Risk got all the first-team reps this week in practice. Don't know what's going on with DJ Colson. I think me and Nick have theories about that. But it looks like Dylan Risk is going to be your starter today. UCF is favored by 6 points. So, not saying if you like making money to bet Arizona, but this is a game that UCF can win. This is the first game in a while that you feel like UCF has a chance to kind of get the win, get out of this hole that they've been in, and finally get in the win column. Arizona's not good. But Arizona has an offense that, to be honest, is not an offense, Nick, that UCF has been particularly good against. The last couple weeks, they have not been able to stop the quarterback run game. And yeah, Fafita, if you get him throwing 50 times in the game, which he has hit 50 passes in a couple games this season, if you get him to throw over 50 times in a couple games, especially this one, you're looking good. With no mic, we always love the band in our pregame show. We always love it.
We're not going to be able to talk over it this week.
With no mic, the mic will be ready for the postgame show. There's always one thing in our shows that, like, something goes wrong. Today it's the mic. And with this band, listen, I'm not gonna apologize.
You're probably going to see it come by here in the shot here in about 10 seconds. Just acknowledge what you're about to see on the back of this little part right here. Here it comes. Here it comes. There it is. Look at that thing. Look at that. We got a huge Citronaut going right by. Wait, there's somebody in that thing, I think.
I think so.
Oh yeah, that thing's
there's somebody in it. There's somebody in it.
My goodness.
As we have the band coming by, we'll let the band play. Again, this is mostly for you guys to feel the environment of our game day. There you go. Sit back and enjoy the tradition. I'm going to shut up. We're going to shut up for the next, I don't know if they'll play anymore. Because usually when they come around here, they play one more time and then they stop. So we might be good. But no, so defensively, it might be rough. But offensively, let's talk about our fourth starting quarterback of the year. Fourth, Dylan Risk, who came in last week. Again, sometimes UCF fans, I love you, but I get annoyed sometimes because it's recency bias. It's like the space uniform. You see it for the year and you think it's the best thing, and then after the year's over, you sit back and you look and you say, is it? So quarterback-wise, Dylan Risk plays really good against BYU, against second stringers, call it like it is, but he plays really well. I think he's the best pure passer we're probably going to see this year.
Right.
Besides E.J. Colson, but you don't really get to see E.J. Colson. What are you looking to see out of UCF's fourth starting quarterback of the year? And I think I saw a comment saying Riley, I think from Well. He said something like, good news is Riley gets to start versus Arizona State. At this rate that we're going, you're going to see every quarterback on this roster. And
Yeah.
it's not an exaggeration.
Listen, if you listened to the show earlier this week, probably as direct maybe that I think I've been all year about what we've been seeing. Like I said, we've tried to I think we've tried to stay positive to an extent. We've tried to give the staff the benefit of the doubt, but now at this point, you're starting to question the process a little bit of how we've gotten here. And starting a fourth quarterback in 5 weeks when they're all healthy, it's just not normal. It's just not normal operation. It clearly was not the plan. But, I said that it had to be EJ, right? And Gus all of a sudden,
Ace, just say hi. Why do you pass us and not say anything?
I know.
Just
You're in the van. You should have came right
here.
over.
Just wave. We're Ace.
They probably can't move out of line. But
they're
shout out to listening as you walk through there. That's awesome. But as I was saying there, I think it's probably likely that Gus, and this is me speculating,
Yeah.
but it's probably likely that Gus and EJ have had a sort of a conversation about not burning his red shirt, and that's come into focus now. And so if he's no longer in the running, because it wouldn't make sense realistically, unless they had that conversation, it really wouldn't make sense that EJ Colson doesn't see the field today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that's what's happened here. And after what we saw last week with Jakari Brown, Gus didn't want to go back to him, kind of had to sit him, and now they want to see what they have in Dylan Risk. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't think the future of this program now is suddenly, and in the end, we're changing week after week because we're getting new data points. Defenses are starting to get film on some of these guys, and so I think that's what you saw last week with Jakari Brown, and it wasn't great, clearly. Dylan Risk came in. Yes, it was against second stringers. Yes, it was in the fourth quarter of a blowout. But in terms of running the offense and playing the position and going through his reads and progressing, I feel like he did a much better job than any quarterback we've seen so far this year. The ball was coming out relatively quick. He showed a little bit in the running game, kind of some reckless abandon sort of on the runs and taking some unnecessary hits. So he's got to clean that up. But again, he hasn't really played much. But at this point in the season, you've lost 5 in a row. What's it hurt? What does it hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, if Dylan Risk balls out today and is the starter next week and for the rest of the season and he plays well, that can only be a good thing for UCF. So what does it hurt?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I agree, and that's what we were going to talk about, how I think EJ and Gus probably had a very clear conversation. We don't know this for sure, but listen, he's played 2 games this year. The thought process has to be that this season is kind of a wash, and he wants to be here. I don't think, for all the UCF fans that are worried about him transferring, I don't think that is a thought at all. He's 17 years old. I know people don't like us saying it. He's 17. He's not supposed to be in college. He got here early. What up? We got said for Sons of UCF. That's when you know it's bad. The Charge On pod.
Charge On, thank you.
No.
For real, y'all are my favorite.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man.
You said Suns first, but I appreciate that you said we're your favorite.
I got a lot of marching going on.
I can tell you're sweating. You could say hi. I mean, look,
Yeah.
look at come say hi real quick. This dude's sweating his
Hello.
ass off. Sweating. I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming over, man. Thank you for coming over.
Yeah.
You have anything to say?
I kind of hope that we start Risk, but I'm not too confident.
We are
because-
starting.
Oh, we are? I haven't been able to check the depth chart.
We are starting. So
Okay.
he's going to start. So you, for the next 60 minutes, you will see him play.
Do you think he'll actually do good? Because I know we played him during garbage time last game.
We'll find out. Fourth starting quarterback.
Can it get much worse?
Can it get much
Can
worse?
it get much worse?
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
cannot
so.
get much worse. Hey, I appreciate you coming over and saying hi, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good one.
See, Ace, you have your fellow bandmate come over and say hi. You could easily come over and say hi. We did listen, I don't look like Trace Strelko. I have hair.
Okay, no, let's not be disrespectful.
Hey, Trace, me and Trace, we're cool. We're cool with Trace, man. I have hair. I don't look like Trace Strelko. Trace is a good-looking dude, good-looking UCF commentator. We don't look like him, but I appreciate when people say that. I appreciate when you guys come up, so thank you. What were we talking about, that whole interaction?
I had just finished giving my comments.
Oh,
on
and I
that.
was talking about EJ.
You were talking about EJ, yeah.
So, yeah, I think that EJ the thought he's not going to leave. He came early for a reason. He wanted to get on college quick, get the system quick. There was never a thought he was going to play this year. So that's the thing. His thought process was, I'm going to come in, learn, and then maybe next year. He's now this year that was like, okay, we kind of need you to play, and I think him and Gus were like, okay, we're going to sit you out. So,
and you can make the argument. Is it worth, like, yes, I want to see EJ play. I think we all want to see it, just for the intrigue in itself, and he has to get those reps. But at the same time, is this the greatest situation for him?
No.
Not really. Now, can you make the argument, is it the greatest situation for Dylan? Not really. But I would say
But Dylan was going to, like, let's call it like it is. Dylan was most likely going to transfer anyway.
Yeah.
But you can make the argument, like, if I'm Dylan Risk and I ball out these next 4 games, you can make the argument that he stays and there's a quarterback competition heading into next year between a redshirt sophomore and a redshirt freshman.
I really hope he plays well. First and foremost for him, you know, I think if you're rooting for Dylan Risk, I mean, you want him to play well. But for the program and where they're going to be at next year moving forward, you want, like I've been saying, you want one of these quarterbacks to just take the reins, man. Just take it and be in attack mode and see if you can show out a little bit. We've been hearing all this time that he's the most natural, gifted passer of the 5 that are on this roster when you include Trujillo. So let's see what happens today. Can we complete some of those passes? And also the other element to this, we already talked about new defensive play caller. Well, we got a new offensive play caller today. And listen, he's going to be calling plays from Gus's playbook, so I don't think you're going to see anything too drastically different. I think the difference is what's going to be maybe like sort of like the play sequencing and where certain plays are called and stuff like that. I think that's probably the only differences you're going to see today between Gus and Tim Harris.
Yeah, listen, Tim Harris calling the plays. It's Gus's playbook. Probably won't look much different, but we'll see. We'll see what Tim Harris can do.
And we already noticed in the pregame, Gus is usually the one on the field talking to all the quarterbacks pregame. Gus was not on the field. It was Tim Harris, and then Darren Hinshaw was right next to him, which makes sense because he's the quarterback coach, but previously it was only Gus, so Gus was not even in that conversation today.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like, there's so many layers. It feels like every single game that's at home, because the road games, you've always had a starting quarterback that was already the starter before, right? The home games, there's always something that's changed, that you go back and you look, new starter basically in every single home game, now a new OC in the game, new DC. Just feels like things are starting to turn for UCF, maybe in a positive way, but I don't know. It seems like a lot's happening fairly quickly. Listen, I don't need to get... That's hilarious. Default, what's good, Tracy Nick? Hope you guys are doing well. We're doing fine. Hopefully UCF can win. That'll make it much better. A post-game show. It's been a while since we had a post-game show where we won.
It's been, we are officially, today is November 2nd.
Yeah.
UCF last won a football game on
August
14th. No, September 14th. September 14th, so we're just under 2 months.
It's been a while.
But we've been through this before. We're battle tested. We went through this before last year. So we're battle tested.
Listen, I would love to go to a bowl game. I would love to go to a bowl game. I don't care how bad the team is. I would love to see a bowl game.
What, with Gasparilla again?
I mean,
let's be
no,
honest.
I don't think it's gonna be Gasparilla. Because remember, we when Gasparilla, then we went to Washington D.C. for the Military Bowl, and then we got Gasparilla again. So I think if we got a bowl game somehow this year, but let me phrase this: I do not think we go to a bowl game. But if we do, it'll be somewhere.
Well, it's got to start. You got to win this one. It's got to start here.
Have to win this one, yeah.
It's got to start here, and then you open things up a little bit, and then it's like, can you just win one of the final 3, which you'd like to think is doable when you look at the opponents. 2. I forgot we have 3 wins. Never mind, they're not going to a bowl game.
You should only have to win. If you beat Cincinnati or Iowa State,
but this is the most winnable game on the schedule. I know Utah is sort of in a spiral right now, but in general, this is the most winnable game that's left on the schedule.
Yeah. Mackey Pop-Tart Bowl. Pop-Tart Bowl is for good teams.
Well, you say that, but I will say, last week when we were in the press box, there was somebody sitting all the way at the end, and he was wearing a Pop-Tarts Bowl polo. And that's usually, this is around the time of the year where those sort of like representatives for those bowl games start to go out. Now, could he have been there for BYU? I don't think so, because BYU has much bigger aspirations than the Pop-Tarts Bowl. But also UCF, to me, the Pop-Tarts Bowl seems like a pipe dream. Like that's a game you get into like if you went out.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're getting so far ahead of ourselves.
I
so.
know. Spare
We
room
just won a game.
films. I couldn't make the game today. I was more hyped to see you guys. I'll keep watching. We appreciate it.
Well, I
know the
appreciate
quality's
that.
been a little for this one. I know I always talk about quality on these. Post-game show, we'll get everything squared away. The mic, the audio. Again, this season's just going down, down, down.
Yeah, we also had a lot of comments in here, if I may.
Yeah, you may. You can do whatever you want.
If I may, I'm going to go back up to it. Well, 32. Great name. How does the crowd look in tailgating here? It likely isn't packed today.
It looks dead.
It's a little dead, I'm not going to lie.
It looks dead.
But it's a little dead. Now,
Nobody wants to see that granite or gradient
Now,
jerseys.
it's not like last week where there's I've not
seen one Arizona.
I have not seen one red or navy blue t-shirt today. I haven't seen any Arizona fans, so whoever's in here today is going to be a UCF fan. And for what it's worth, everybody's gotten the memo. There's not too many people that are wearing like black and gold today. It's like
All space.
It's all space.
All
So everybody
space.
got the memo well. We'll see how it gets packed in there. We haven't had a chance to really get up there yet and settle down, but it doesn't have the same feel maybe as prior space games, and that's understandable.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't think it's going to be packed. I think it's going to feel like, again, kind of like UCF's record. I was telling Nick, I think the allure of the Big 12 is gone. I think last season, a 3-5 football team with their first season in a new conference, it would still be sold out. But I think 3-5 in their second season in the Big 12, and I think more people are like, why am I going to waste my Saturday? So that's kind of the
Defog said, glad Joe got the memo.
yeah. Well, listen.
It's our job to be neutral, so.
Yeah, there was no chance I was wearing any space game gear. Very neutral. I'm wearing navy. You can't see it. It looks black, but it's navy. So going a little bit, some type of blue, which I guess would be Arizona technically.
Yeah, you're more in Arizona blue today, but.
Well, that stinks. All right, that's gonna do it, guys. Again, not the best pregame show we've done, but again, not the best game you have to watch today. Do you have anything else you want to add from the comments?
I was trying to see here. Nick G2K1 said, I expect a win today. I love the optimism.
Love the optimism.
We both picked an L.
Yeah, we both picked an L.
We both picked an L.
We're on a really crazy streak right now. We picked an L in a lot of weeks.
I said that after the Florida game. Like I was like, I don't know how in the world I expect to pick UCF to win up the game, and so far,
I didn't pick them to beat Florida. You did. I'm on an insane streak right now.
Yeah, after I picked them to beat Florida, I went into the can and I said, yeah, I'm just gonna not pick them anymore. So,
I think I'm on a. How many games have we lost?
5.
5.
You're on a 5-game streak.
I'm on a 5-game streak.
You picked them to beat Colorado, right?
I did.
Yep.
I picked them to beat Colorado. Or wait, so no, then I'd be on a 4-game. No, 4-game? Because Florida, Cincy,
Yeah, you're on a
Iowa State,
4-game.
a 4-game streak. All right, that's gonna do it. For Nick Geddes, I'm Sean Green. We will see you at the post-game show. Make sure you come on over to the post-game show. You won't get all this mess.
We'll have working mics. We'll have 3 mics that are all
Working
working.
mics, better video quality. Video quality around the bounce house is really bad, but we'll make it all work. So come over to the post game and see if Mackey's right. Can we go